It's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Radical Truth to Power, the progressive news show with Let's BS3. I am your host, Marlon, along with Anna Hart, along with Tracy Carson. This is the final Radical Truth to Power for January 2024. And as you all know, next month, Black History Month, we'll be getting into a deeper dive into Black history. We're going to go on ahead and put all those elementary whitewashed stories of Black history away and take a deeper dive into things they really, really don't want you to learn in school. Because of that, we'll be taking next week off to get our minds together. Because there's going to be some truth bombs just dropping the month of February. I may actually, even if I have to do it by myself, I may actually do the last week of February just to make sure that I cover as many subjects as I possibly can. Of course, I'm happy to bring anybody else on, but you know, it's kind of hard to say. It's not mandatory. Absolutely none of these shows are mandatory. All of this stuff is voluntary. So if you like to volunteer your time, feel free. Also, because of that, we're not going to get into the regular Radical Truth to Power. We get into some deep stories and everything. But if you've been a guest of this show long enough, you realize we can make the most mundane story into the most deep philosophical, political, or social issues out there. So be prepared for that. We'll get into the comments. Anna, how are you today? How did your classes. I don't want to call it classes. How is your
Groups, support groups.
groups? Oh, damn.
I had a wonderful weekend. This weekend wasn't support group. Okay, how do I normal support group is on the second Saturday of every month, and just lately we've had people who need a bit of help outside of the time that, not everybody can hit a weekend time, not everybody can hit a week time. And so the facilitators and I really try to stay flexible and open to what people need. And if they need some one-on-one time, then that's what we try to do. And so this weekend has been like a lot of scheduling. It has been a lot of talking with people, but not an actual group. Today I did have a lovely day with my nephew, like every Sunday.
All right, Tracy, how's everything going with you today?
I recovered from my heart attack. Holy! I mean, I saw. Look here, 49ers. Y'all can't have me. Oh my goodness. I had turned off that game because I was watching it in the background. I had turned off that game because I'm like, we're going to lose this. I can't believe we're going to lose and have no one seat. Oh my gosh. I recovered. I'm ready to go into the NFC Championship. I had a great day. Went to church after missing I didn't miss last week. Technically, I went to Zoom church last week, physical church this week. Had a great day. Anna, are we going to make our announcement right now, or are we going to wait later on this show?
Well, now that you've said something, we decided that since you were going to take off next weekend, Tracy and I were going to do a show.
Okay.
Now, did we decide what day it was?
Saturday.
Okay. Saturday. If we can do the earlier time, that would be great. So 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And come on and hear the girls gab.
Yep.
All right now. The return of Puss in Boots. Cool.
You're going to get listed.
It's hilarious because we just watched that movie today.
All right, let's see who's all out there watching. And welcome back, Susan.
Hi, Susan.
Hello, Susan.
I was thinking about you. Welcome back.
We missed you. Hey, Captain.
Greeting
Captain.
friends and looking forward
I said
to February.
Captain.
Hello,
Captain.
Captain.
I've just always said Captain, and if you have a problem with that, please let me know.
No, I said, I'm like, this ain't the cereal. I can't be doing that.
I like Captain.
It just naturally comes out.
Yeah, it does.
And
girl
I mean,
power. Yes, it
Captain
is.
Sunshine, if you have a problem with being called Captain, please let me know.
Okay, so let me just throw this out there. Captain, if you have a problem with somebody saying Captain and Captain, I really hope it's a nickname.
Yeah.
We
I
really
just try to be really respectful of people's wishes of what they want to be called. That's all.
I want to be called Rich.
Hey, Richie Rich.
How rich can you get? Dun, 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 dun. You never know how rich you can get. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, without further ado, let's get this party started. So, you know how I like to play the game behind the game. In other words, I like to predict exactly how Anna and Tracy would react to a story once I play it. This is a little lighthearted story, but it's not the story itself. It's the whole every time I listen to the story, I hear Tracy in the background saying, "But wait, there's more." So I'm playing this story because there is more. But I guarantee you, one or both of the women are going to put their face in their hands. I
Probably not.
guarantee you, because it's not a go off the rail type story. It's more or less a OMG, you got to be kidding me story. The title of the story is Punching the Pain Away.
I was out of the country for 2 months, so that led to my boyfriend and I having to do long distance. Once I landed, my boyfriend picked me up and we went to his place. Of course, the tension was building up, so one thing led to another and blah blah blah. I like things rough, and so does he, and he's been very careful of not being too hard since I have piercings that could potentially get snagged if he slaps me the wrong way. But he just kinda went for it and slapped me really hard. Consensually, I liked it. And right at that moment, my jaw hurt like hell. Genuinely, I was in so much pain. But whatever, we still kept going. Once we were done, I headed over to a mirror to see if my jaw got dislocated because it hurt like nothing I felt before. I also have pre-existing jaw issues in TMJ, hold on. Too much jaw? It can't possibly stand for that. No, it stands for temporomandibular joints. It's a disorder that can cause jaw joint in the muscles that control the jaw movement. Okay, that does make more sense than too much jaw. Okay, I also have pre-existing jaw issues in TMJ, so I'm cautious about my jaw. But to my surprise, my top and bottom row of teeth are now perfectly aligned. I've always had a lower jaw that looks shifted to the side, and now magically it's not. Flash forward to 3 days later. The pain was gone, and I did a really big yawn, and I noticed that my jaw didn't lock or click since it used to do that. So now I'm genuinely convinced that he slapped me so hard to the point that he realigned my jaw and fixed whatever jaw issue I had before that. I'm now pain-free and able to yawn as big as I want. Saved me some chiropractor money, I guess, LMAO. Down in the comments, believe it or not, we have a similar story from Ludic. Nice! Same thing happened to me, except instead of rough, passionate hugging, I got punched in the face during a rugby match. No more jaw pain or clicking. Yo, there's another story from Slice of Fries. Something similar happened to my mom when I was a kid. My sister and mom got into a verbal fight, and my sister had enough and pushed my mom into the doorway/door to get past. Instantly, my mom froze. We all go silent. Mom smiles and says, "You fixed my back." Before that, she had to go to the chiropractor many times to get the issue fixed. My sister was not punished, but was told to never do it again. How are there more stories like this? Alternative Film says, I had a similar experience when I got in a fight with my brother and he broke my nose. For years, my nose was very noticeably crooked, and I became pretty self-conscious about it. About 5 years later, I got in another fight with my brother, and he broke my nose again. Pissed off, I went to the bathroom to clean up the blood when I noticed that my nose was perfectly aligned like it used to be. I came out of the bathroom laughing, thanked my brother, and that was that. And then DJ Kitty K has this story. Something similar happened to my... Sorry. These stories are so ridiculous. This thread almost makes it sound like if someone is sick, just start beating him up, man. Cancer, just slap him around. Appendicitis, just punch him in the guts. Something similar happened to my mom years ago. She had some water or earwax stuck in her ear canals, and she'd been having some issues with dizziness and balance for months. One day, she was playing with one of her nephews, and he played a little too rough and boxed her ears with his hands. She said it hurt like hell, but all of a sudden, her hearing was clear, and the issues she'd been having were magically fixed. Being a human is weird.
So Anna was the one that put her face in her hands.
For a very specific reason.
Let me say this real quick before you even get started, Anna. I liked all those stories except for one. Bruh, why you keep getting into fist fights with your brother? Like, that's not normal, man. You making it seem like
Punch
oh, I
him on his left
random
and then
fight that
punch him
I
on
had.
his right.
Like, he punched me in the nose and broke my nose. 5 years later, we got into another fight where we throw a fist. Like, why are you saying it like you had dinner or something? That's not normal. Now, the rest of the stories was funny as crap. That one was like, I'm so happy that you fixed the nose that you broke to begin with. Thank you. Other than that, I like the other stories.
Mm-hmm.
That's and the human body is totally amazing. You will be amazed at some of the. I used to read a lot of stroke victims, the aftermath of a lot of people who've had a minor stroke. And there was one guy who I'm just throwing a state out there, Oklahoma. I'm just throwing a state out there. And he had a minor stroke. And when he came to, now he was speaking in a French accent.
Mm-hmm.
This man has never been to France once, does not have French friends or relatives or anything. But all of a sudden, he has a French accent now. We had a woman who had a stroke, and all of a sudden she could sing opera. This is a woman who couldn't even sing on the choir of her church. She was that bad, but all of a sudden she's hitting octaves good enough to be in a. The human body is fascinating in its trauma, and let's face it, these stories are inner trauma things that happen, but they are traumatic events, being punched in the nose or whatever, being punched in the jaw, being pushed by your daughter, and your body just adapts better than what it started off as. It's you're right. The human body is weird. Go ahead, Hannah.
It's weird, wonderful, and full of surprises. Now, why I put hand to head, girl, what are you doing messing around with impact play when you have TMJ? Hey, that would very generally be advised against
Oh my
in the
goodness.
community. People who teach BDSM, people who teach correct ways to be able to manipulate the body, but not harm the body.
Anna, I have to stop you real quick because you're the one that brought that subject up. Please read this comment.
Hmm. Wait.
I have a friend who broke her husband's neck during rough sex, which didn't work out so well. So it's nice to know there was a happy outcome too.
See, that and that's exactly why there are a lot of teachers and a lot of people who believe that when you are going to do something that is so dangerous, that you should at least have a baseline knowledge of the body, where the organs are, so you don't hit somewhere that can do some serious damage. Now, these people were extremely lucky. That could have gone the other way and messed up her jaw for life. It's not the route that I would have recommended, but hey. I can also say from the perspective of somebody in chronic pain, when you give a body pain that is used to being in pain, but you give it a new sensory input to read, and suddenly your body actually starts working again. It sends out the natural hormones like endorphins and all that. We call it the good stuff that your body should send out when you are in pain. But when you're in chronic pain, it doesn't anymore. Your signal is broken. Your body doesn't fix it. And I've heard a lot of people, including myself, say it is very beneficial. And in other cases, just please people, be smarter. And the body is a weird, wacky, wonderful thing.
All right, Tracy. You're muted. You're still muted.
Muted, honey.
What's wrong with people? What the bleep is wrong with people? I
You just go along.
don't need to know what your proclivities are, you trifling. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I'm basically do this for the rest of my life. I don't need to know if you like it. I don't care. No, I don't need to know. I don't want to know. You don't have to tell me anything. If you tell me you're expecting a child, I know how your child was made. You don't have to give me the exact details. You don't have to tell me what positions you were in. No, I don't need to know. Call me old-fashioned. I don't care. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
It was vital for the story. It's not like they were explaining to you.
I like it rough. I don't care.
It makes the story interesting.
Nope. Call me.
And by the way, Tracy, you keep saying stuff like that as if somebody is walking to you up in the middle of the street and saying, "Hey, guess what I did last night?" It's a part of the story.
Right.
Like, you act like I don't need to know. Like, hey, Tracy, how you doing? Well,
all she had to do was say, I gotta take precautions. She didn't have to go through all of that. And then all them other people gonna add theirs in there. For what?
Because it was okay. The first one I get what you said. The other ones was just funny as crap. Again,
I don't care.
The other ones have nothing to do with sex.
I don't care.
She's still on the first story. We gotta move on.
Really? Tracy, would you like Marlon to give you any kind of a like you won't want to be around for this story kind of thing?
I'm above 5, but this mess, I don't need to know all this. I don't care.
She don't like the
I know what she doesn't.
Yes, the details. I don't need to know no details. I'm not sleeping with you. I don't need to know. If I'm sleeping with you, that's a whole different discussion. But since I ain't, nah, you don't got to tell me nothing. No thing you have to tell me. Nothing. I'm just going to bake cookies and swap recipes. That's the life I'm going to live.
Yep, Marlon, you're just going to have to disconnect her next time you get a story.
Okay. The minute it say sex, click.
I didn't say that. I said I don't want to know details.
I can't tell your definition of what a detail is. He looked deep into my eyes. Could be a detail, and I'm
No,
correct.
that's
Nope,
not that's
you
not
don't need to
detail.
know all that.
Detail is she wore a necklace. No, I don't need to know all that.
He's like, bake cookies and swap recipes. Yeah. No. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on. That was a funny one. To
That
three.
was.
That was a funny one. Now we're gonna get from funny into situations. I already know what Tracy's gonna say by the end of the story. I'm thinking the same thing, by the way. So it's not gonna be some big extravagant, blown out of your mind type thing. And it isn't even the end of the story that's confusing. It is the beginning of the story that's confusing because let's just get into it.
We've lived together for over a year, and we have our good and bad times, and lately it's been rough. She's gone from the house all the time. She rarely shares where she is or where she goes. She spends time with me less and less. I've talked to her about this and how I feel a need for more time together, but to no avail. When we moved into this house to live together, she told me she didn't want to have internet, Wi-Fi, a TV, or a computer. All things that I enjoy and I used to love. They were like hobbies, like playing my PS5, my computer, watching sports, etc. But it was very important to her, and I agreed, and I was more than willing to sell my things, earn some extra money, and focus on her and her hobbies. She much prefers board games, time in nature, etc., and I honestly love those things too. At first, she gave me a lot of her time, and our time together was great. Lots of time with board games, outside, playing sports together, being active, etc. So much time outside of work was just us. Over time, she's found new hobbies, new things to do outside of us that has left me feeling alone quite a lot lately. Sometimes for 5 to 10 hours per day, some days less, but some days more. The short of it is, I'm bored, with nothing to do besides things that I'm not really interested in. I don't want to go out, but I don't want to be stuck here at the house by myself with nothing to do except chores, be on my phone, or sleep. I told her I wanted to get back into gaming, get a TV, a PS5, and internet. She blew up and was upset, yelled at me, and refused to talk to me about it. She left the house the rest of the day and was gone 7 to 8 hours. But during that time, instead of being bored again while she was gone, I went ahead and did the things I said I was going to do. Well, today is the following day, and I just told her what I purchased and did to be clear about it and not hide it. She got angry, said I knew having internet was a deal breaker, and I did it anyway, said some other hurtful things, and then asked me to leave. I'm sure I could have communicated this better, but I just don't know if I can save this somehow and still have something to do like game or watch some TV, even if only while she's gone. I told her while she was home or wanted to go out together that I would always give her and the home 100% priority, and I mean that, but that didn't matter. I'm going to breeze past her nonsensical no internet BS and ask where she's going on all these all-day outings. Does she tell you her plans or keep in touch when she's gone? Why are you never invited to join her? OP, thanks for asking. Yeah, she tells me, and sometimes no. It's been another point of contention. She has a weekly board game night, she plays some athletic events, but she also does things and is sometimes out pretty late with no willingness to share anything about it, and it's been the cause of more than a few fights. She told me she's not a cheater, would never cheat, etc., and I do genuinely believe her. Maybe I shouldn't, I don't know. And maybe I'd have some jealousy about who or what she's spending time with, but if she was more open and willing to share it, it would make me at least feel better and make it easier for me. What are you getting out of this relationship? That's what I'm wondering. He's given up everything for this person, and she barely has time for him now. Is she really that busy with her new hobbies that she can't involve you? Curious, what are these new interests of her? OP, I know it may not seem like it, but she has a great personality. I think she looks great and is someone I genuinely enjoy being around and spending my time with. But yeah, there are some downsides and sacrifices that have been harder for me to accept with her being gone more often lately.
There is a great advantage for not having Theas on here, because Theas like to take everything that I say and make it a whole lot deeper than what it nearly needs to be. So now I get to say my piece, because Theas is going to see this part and then text me later going, no, that's not true because Jupiter is in the house of Mars. I don't know what he's going to say. But my point is this. I'm going to guess two things. One, I'm going to beat Tracy to the punch. Dude, she cheating. You really don't want to be alone. And that's going to hamper you for the longest time. Now, let me go back to what I was saying about why you don't want to be alone, because you never asked the question that needed to be asked. And that is, somebody must have made a funny comment. You never asked the question that needed to be asked. And that is, you wanted to, no internet, no computer, no games, because you wanted to spend quality time together. Then you spend quality time together, which is cool. I honestly have no problem with that. I mean, it's an extreme for me, but I see no problem with it. So people just like, we're getting rid of technology because I think technology comes between me and you. But then she pulls the one ingredient that made that work, and that was her. Like, so you disappear. You still expect me to sit in this house and do what? Watch the flicker of the ceiling light, or read a book when I never read books like that? Or what exactly are you expecting me to do while you go for 8 hours? Which, okay, look, this is the part where I'm trying to talk to you man to man about not being alone. If you go for 8 hours for your hobby, we have said it on many relationships. If you go that long, keep going. Because if you think you finna roll back up into this house and it's gonna be a nice, quiet conversation, and yeah, Anna, I know what you're gonna say. You don't trust her? Hell no. You've been gone for 8 damn hours. Sure don't. You're right. I don't trust you. Now you blowing up because I went and got my own form of entertainment. You need to take the bass out of your voice. You brought this on yourself. I am not a pet that just goes around in a circle and lay down and sleep and eat all day while you 8 hours of hobbies. So, yeah, she's cheating. You need to find a way to, the most important thing in life is learn how to be alone. It'll help you in the long run. I know you don't want to be. I don't think anybody literally wants to be alone. But learn how to live it so you don't take up this toxic relationship. If you even want to call it that, I don't even know what you call it. This right here sounds more like a roommate than the story we heard last night. This sounds more like a roommate, because that's all she is at this point. But there you go. Get my point across before Thea see this video and tell me no, something else. Now it's Sunday. Go ahead, Anna.
Tracy, did you want to go first?
No, you go first.
No? Okay. It's.
Hold on, Anna. I don't even have to.
What happened?
Oh boy.
Okay, so I am a little confused. They got together. They had things in common in the beginning, correct?
Yes.
I guess they move in and her hobbies suddenly just change. Like,
Yes. Well, her
okay,
hobbies didn't change. She found new hobbies, if I'm listening to the story correctly.
okay, she found new hobbies. The partner at home, I can understand defaulting back to older hobbies. I just wonder why they didn't try to look for anything that satisfies them as an individual. But that's kind of beside the point. Dude, she's gone for hours upon hours upon hours. Once again, this is no way to be a partner. Your partner is not your pet. You know, that was a really good. You do not own them. You do not take them just to a vet once a year. You do not just pour food into their bowl, pat their head. This should be, hey, I like you. I want to converse with you. I want to find out how you think, why you think, what do you think about things that have gone on in the world? What do you think about things that are going on in the world? What are your hobbies? How can I help you with anything? Can I help you with anything? There's so much, and suddenly these two are living separate lives. It was confusing to how fast it went. Just 180 from each other. Except put cheating in there, and then everything settles into place.
Yep. Tracy?
OP, you being played. You are being played. She got a board game group. Who in the entire world has a board game group that they gone that long? Are you serious? Boy, girl, whoever wrote this, bye. You being played.
Dungeons and Dragons can go that long.
It, it,
You being
it can
played.
go 8 hours. It can go to maybe 3 hours. It ain't going to work
8? That's a
day.
work day. That's a work day. That's a whole work. Dude, you or girl, you being played. Leave this person. You should have known something was wrong when they said no internet. What do you mean no internet? How you gonna communicate to people? You can't order
Yeah.
on DoorDash. You can't. I mean, like what? How you gonna order stuff? How you gonna get stuff? How you gonna get information? No internet. Bye. Bye. You controlling person.
Yeah.
Bye. You're a control freak. Bye. Goodbye. Good riddance. This is why you don't move in with people like that. Don't do it. Because you're going to mess around and you're going to find out. You're going to find out.
All right, so Captain Sunshine has taken up for Thea since he did say earlier that he's driving. Deal breakers are deal breakers. If you break a deal, if you break a deal breaker, is it her fault? Yes.
Yes.
As for being gone a lot, not everyone is a homebody. If that's a deal breaker for him, he needs to be honest about it. The reason I said yes, that should the deal being broken was her fault because the whole idea of no internet, no video
We're
games,
still going to
and
spend
so on
time
and so
together.
forth was so we can spend more quality time together without the internet getting in the way. Well, if you decided that the one quality of getting in the way was, okay, I'm finna go a work day playing board games, wink, wink, then yes, I
I
don't
want to
care
know what
about I
these board
broke the
games
deal.
names are. Is
Which
this
my
name
mind skipped
Hector,
right over
Michael,
that.
Sam, James, Henry? What is this board game's name? That's what I want to know. Because you being played.
Jenga.
Because my my whole mentality of it is I found it quirky in a nice way of people saying, you know what? A lot of relationships have a lot of technologies that's getting in the way. How many stories have we got? And he comes home and get on his video games and plays all night long.
Yeah,
And
but you
never
know
ever
where he's
wants
at.
to stay there, blah, blah, blah. So at first, I was literally saying, this woman has a boundary of, look, we're not going to have that. I want a common ground where we're together and everything else. I thought it was cool until I find out that you all of a sudden feel like I'm going to spend the workday playing Dungeons and Dragons and Monopoly. Like, no. And you want me to stay home and do what?
She done went
Nothing?
and got herself, and I'm assuming this is a she, a new hobby, and he supposed to just sit there and take up crocheting. What? Bye.
I'm
There are
home by
games that can last that long. Yeah,
it can, but
It's a work
the
day.
thing is, she's not being honest.
yeah.
She's
She
not.
is cheating.
And here's the
Cheating.
funny thing about it. Here's the funny thing about it. Let's say she is honest. Let's just stretch our imagination because it's going to take our imagination to stretch that far. But let's just say she is going and playing that many hours of games. Cool beans. Now tell me how that makes your relationship at home better.
Yeah.
Because you would rather be going 8 hours doing something else
Why
than
can't
at home
they
with your
go? Yeah.
boyfriend. So let's take the cheating out. She's not cheating. And that doesn't make the relationship any better. You're
No.
still with the same issue.
She's a control freak cheater, and them board games are named Sam, Daniel, and Michael. That's what their names are.
Why she have to have 3 of them? That sounds like detail.
No, detail would be how she cheated, not who she's cheating with.
Oh, that's detailed. That she's already got 3
And
people.
sit there and tell them, well, I don't want any internet. First of all, what kind of stupid rule is that? No internet? None.
Really?
How you gonna watch TV? Who has cable? No TV? Excuse you. Have you ever heard of a sport called football, lady? Oh no. Oh no. I wish some man would tell me, oh, we can't watch football. A fool, you got to get out of my face. That's the first thing you gonna do. Get out of my face. You got to go. You's got to go. It's one thing, like I don't allow smoking in my house. But I don't tell people they can't smoke. They just have to go outside and smoke. I don't say you can't smoke. But I'm saying, hey, you can't smoke in here.
Mm-hmm.
That's different. She done went to the you can't have internet and TV and books and sandals and sand and what can he do?
Now,
Make
Captain,
soap?
I will agree with you on that one. As much as I sit here and say about board games, yes, I have literally heard, I can't do it for the life of me, but yes, I've heard video game players for 8 hours strong.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what they do from, their day off is video games. Now, me personally, maybe I done got so old in my time, I can't see myself.
See, I mean, Marlon, there are gamers older than us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but those are consistent gamers. I stopped years ago. I don't even know why I stopped. I just think
I stopped at 15. Like Donkey Kong was like the last game I ever played.
oh, good gracious, no, I stopped past that. Because I was playing at home. I think I was in my late 30s.
I gotta disagree with Captain Sunshine. Yes, I'm assuming she's cheating. 8 hours? Okay. Maybe she's playing. Maybe. But nah, she done went opposite of what she said. She wanted to spend more time together. Now she's spending less time because she's all playing board games. She's a board game lot.
But Captain, you're making my argument. My wife and I can play board games. They you two are playing together. She has decided she's gonna go and play without him. And I
rarely
know she
invites her.
said beforehand that some people are a homebody, but you missed the part where he said sometimes she tells me where she going, sometimes she don't.
Right.
So that's like, I'm not even going to ask you. I'm just going, I'll see you later. And even this last argument they had with the whole you broke a boundary, or you it's a deal breaker. And what she do? She left. Again.
What's good for thee is not for me. That's all she's saying, basically. I set the rules. I get to change it, but don't nothing else change. It don't apply to me. It just applies to you.
Yeah, no, can't do it. Anyway, let's move on so we can get to this last story. This is right up Tracy's alley. I'm even going to let Tracy go first. That's how much I know is a Tracy story. I'm going to let Tracy go first. Here we go. Mother throws a baby shower for herself.
My husband and I are expecting our first child. We moved to be closer to his family. I'm no contact with mine. My mother-in-law has been referring to the baby as her baby this entire time. She will say things like, I can't wait for my baby to be born. My baby is going to be so loved. This rubs me the wrong way for reasons I cannot explain, but my husband tells me to ignore her. My mother-in-law wanted to throw me a baby shower and invite her friends. She said they made an agreement a long time ago that they would celebrate each other's kids' weddings and births. My husband and I eloped and declined a reception for her friends since we don't know them. My mother-in-law told me that I owed it to her to let her throw the baby shower since I hurt her friends' feelings by not having a wedding reception. I asked if I could invite my friends, and she said no, that this was for her friends, and that if my friends wanted to throw me a shower, they could. I reluctantly agreed. My husband and I spent hours on our registry, and my mother-in-law asked for it so she could share it with her friends. She said that she forwarded the registry on. She asked me what design I wanted on my cake and cookies. I told her flowers because I am decorating the nursery in a garden theme. At the shower, they provided me with a mother-to-be sash and my mother-in-law a granny-to-be sash to wear. Where you at, red flags? I noticed that the theme of the shower was circus animals. The cake had an elephant and balloons on it, and the cookies were animals. Not the garden flower thing that you said you wanted when she asked what you wanted? At first, I thought maybe the floral theme was just too difficult, so I rolled with it until it was time to open presents. Every present was some sort of circus animal. Onesies, blankets, toys, nothing on my registry. I was a little confused and even went so far to check my registry to make sure I hadn't goofed up and changed everything. I thanked everyone for their gifts and tried to sound as gracious as possible, but I was so confused. My husband, who is a little less tactful than I am, showed up at the end of the shower and noticed the theme right away. He goes, "What's up with all the circus animals?" He looks at the presents and says, "This isn't what we asked for." And then he looked at his mom and goes, "Mom, what did you do?" She smiled and said, "I didn't like the theme you chose for my baby. I'm going to decorate my baby's nursery at my house with circus animals, so I created a registry for myself." My husband said, "You did what?" She says, "My baby is going to need a room at my house, so I threw a shower for myself." I lost my composure and told her that she would not be seeing my baby and to stop calling the baby hers. And my husband told his mom that she's delusional if she thinks we're going to allow this. She started crying and said we are just withholding her baby from her. We've been getting text from his family since the shower, calling us selfish and ungrateful and saying we ruined her joy of being a grandma. Are we the Askenauts?
The answer to that question is no. Grandmama, you need to have several, and I mean several. Let me go pull out a chair so you can have a seat. Lady, you first of all, that baby is the most annoying yet. I see why she's agitated. Can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is the most agitating. That is annoying. I see why the mother is annoyed or OP. Grandmama, you're not the mother. Yes. You sit down. Sat down somewhere. Don't say nothing. She gave you the list and you decide I don't like it. Are you kidding me? How disrespectfully rude can you be? And for the family to put in their 2 cents when nobody even asked them, did nobody ask y'all opinion? Did nobody ask y'all opinion? Mother, grandmother, girl, go grow up somewhere. That's not your child. If they wanted flowers, you should have got them so many flowers they would have gotten sick of them. You only had one job. You ruined it because it was all about you. Good riddance.
I agree.
And I'm glad the husband did stand up for wife. Like, mom was right. Because that would have been set. That would set it off right there.
Mm-hmm.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
I don't think the audience can though. I'm pretty sure they can hear both of you, but they cannot hear me. And I look like an idiot because the internet is not working its function. So I'm going to go ahead and shut it down and hope that the internet. Oh, I hear you. Okay.
I can
Okay.
hear him.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
going to say, I can hear you too.
I thought I was frozen. The internet usually freeze. Okay, so since you can hear me, cool.
Yeah, I'll be
What
right
the
back.
hell? Okay. What the hell is wrong with you, lady? This ain't your baby.
Mm-mm.
I don't care how much you cry and whine and complain and moan and groan and everything else. This ain't your baby. Second of all, I'm a little pissed off because at this point in time, you're going to ask me a question about what the theme of the baby shower that you throwing for your friends, which by and far is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And nobody should not agree to that. But that's over and done with. You did agree to it. Then you change the registry and you're fine with it. I have no idea. And this is how calm I am. When I'm calm, it's because I already know what I'm going to do.
Oh, Marlon, your sound is not coming in good at all. It's
I do it.
you going in real wobbly.
The internet is not working for me.
That's why old cheater woman, she got mad.
Tracy, go ahead and take over real quick.
Yeah, this mother-in-law trifling, lady, you trifling. It's not your baby. Because you know what? I can say a whole lot of things, but I went to church today, so I'm trying to behave. I'm really trying, because I'm about that close to calling her something. And then, I don't want to, just cancel out everything I did today.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
She gets on every last nerve for every boundary that you should keep healthy. She has stomped right over. My baby. Although I gotta say, I laughed when Dusty said it that way, because it well spoke of how the mother-in-law or the mother of the husband, her mindset was just, maybe watch your child, because I think that she's part of the granny ring. And she's definitely the I'm gonna take your child part.
Yeah, I'll be watching. You better watch that child, because she
does sound like, yeah, let me babysit. What you mean she moved? She do sound like it, bro. She does sound like it. And while my internet is working, so I can give kudos for the husband.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We've heard so many stories.
Mm-hmm.
So many stories of just let her have it. It ain't that big of a deal. No, the husband,
Sure.
who surprisingly enough was more mad than you were, was like,
He sure was.
what did you do? You did what?
Well, she was more confused. He saw what it was right away. He knows his mother. I'm thinking a whole lot more than she does. And that, what did you do? That had all of the implications to me of, oh, so your mother's done stuff like this before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She has just no sense of,
Mind my own business.
This is
yeah.
not the first. It sounds like this is not the first, and it won't be the last. So let's go ahead
There
and
are
stop.
some families who, having a baby, raising a baby, having a family, that is a family ordeal. But in that, you always respect that there is an absolute special bond that's going to be between the birth mother and the birth father. And the only other way to get through that, and to get to that kind of bond, is with time, with care, with trust, with showing you are consistently there.
Lady, move to mind my own business lane. And it intersects with they
Go
don't want you
volunteer
with that baby
somewhere.
because y'all better keep that baby with supervised visits. Supervised visits. Don't you let that because she be like, I'm gonna
I'd be
keep that
afraid.
baby.
Otherwise, the baby stuff is a cringe-worthy.
It's cringy.
evacuation.
It was like, ew.
I love Dusty. Dusty has a way of he says baby on every story, so it is about him. It just happened to be this story.
That was his thing? Okay.
Yeah, that's his thing. He always says baby because he's doing a character.
But it fit in.
I cannot remember what it is because it's probably a show I've never seen. I think it was. No, I'm not even gonna guess. All right, everybody, that is our first hour. We'll be going into the Mama Heart Hour with the AITAH whole positive story of the week. I think we're full, actually. Let me see here. AITAH whole positive story of the week, Mafia video of the week, real or not, and Foxy's videos of the week. So we have a full Mama Heart Hour is full, everybody. So we're going to get out of here a little early. So 3 minutes break. Excuse me. Excuse me. Especially for me to reboot and refresh. And we'll see everybody on the other side. Stay tuned.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, finally. I always daydreaming, never imagined I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate into the clouds. I'm so high above the ground, I'm rising.
back, and without further ado, let's go ahead and pay those bills. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com/Tracy Media Fan. Help support Tracy and all of her endeavors. Please do not forget to go to Anna Hart's website, BorelliaEtc.com. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should. And as always, if you need to reach me, you can do so at radtp@outlook.com. That's RADTP@outlook.com. And bam, let's go ahead and get into the Mama Heart Hour. And I did that well. No.
You did.
All right. I don't know why Parker put these messages up. He knows I'm not going to put it up because I do not want Anna over there doing itsy bitsy spider. So stop talking about sports.
Okay, that actually was not Itsy Bitsy Spider. It's a part of doing hand exercises, spatial exercises. I'm not looking when I am doing this. And it is a very important part of putting the brain back together. So
wait a minute. When I was doing Itsy Bitsy Spider, I wasn't looking. That was the point. Or at least that's what they told me. At least that's what the teacher said, to get to a point where you're not looking at your excuse me. When you're doing Itsy Bitsy Spider, you want to get to the point where you're not looking at your hands. You should feel where fingers go.
Yeah.
But then again, I went to advanced elementary school. Didn't realize that until I got to middle school and went, y'all didn't know that? Am I the a-hole? Okay. Let's go ahead and just skip the middleman and come to the realization that yes, he is an a-hole.
No.
We're gonna go ahead and skip that. But it was the only story that I had left to play. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Husband thrown out over a joke.
My parents kicked out my husband over a joke. I've been married to my second husband, Mike, for 4 years now. He's a jokester and loves to crack jokes all the time. He especially likes to joke with my brother, Ethan, and his wife. Ethan used to be okay with it until he started complaining about Mike taking it too far with his jokes. Some context about Ethan. He and his wife couldn't have kids, so they adopted a boy, Joey, 2 years ago. Mike has been making silly, lighthearted jokes that involve Joey's biological parents as a way to mess with Ethan and his wife. I already talked to Mike, and I can tell you that he's 100% meaning no harm, and he just wants to try to get them to react. So fast forward to New Year's Eve. My parents hosted a big celebratory dinner, and Ethan and his wife came. So while we were eating dinner, Mike decided to tell a knock-knock joke to Ethan. He said, "Knock, knock." Ethan laughed and said, "Who's there?" Mike replied, "Joey's biological parents." Then he burst out laughing. Silence took over, and Ethan's facial expressions changed. His wife called Mike an idiot, to which Mike replied with, "Hey, relax, it was just a joke." An argument ensued, and dinner was paused. My parents suddenly told Mike to leave, which I thought was too harsh. I tried to speak to them and get them to calm down, but Mom insisted that Mike leave. We left, and Mike was complaining the whole time about how they overreacted. I called Mom later, and she told me Mike was out of line with his hurtful jokes about this touchy topic and told me that I was wrong for defending him and saying he was just joking. She said he ruined New Year's for the family, but I told her it was her and Dad who ruined the New Year's celebration for escalating the situation and kicking him out. I told her he could talk to them, but again, they were the ones who ruined New Year's celebration. She called me delusional for this statement and hung up. We haven't talked to them for days. I tried contacting Ethan, but no response.
You can tell when somebody is a bully compared to a prankster when the joke that they're trying to use isn't even remotely funny. Not only is it not funny, I don't even get it. Like, what's the punchline? Like, you just want to find a way of belittling this kid for no reason other than your form of entertainment. Somebody said a while back on one of the videos, and I cannot remember. A joke is only as funny as when everybody laughs about it. If you're the only person that's laughing, it's not a joke. If it's just a prank, bro, and you're the only one that's laughing, it's not a prank. It's just flat out bullying. This right here, and I can't emphasize this enough, it wasn't even funny. I can see if it was like crass, crude jokes, and some of those jokes I actually like, ooh, that was cringy, but I see the humor in it. This wasn't even funny. That's one. Two, and this is to the parents, not the wife. This is to the parents. I don't even know why you wasted your time talking to the daughter. I really don't. She's going to take up for her man regardless of what happens. She's going to take up for him. When you decide to take up for an adult for abusing a child, there is no more talks I can have with you. There is nothing more than I can. There's nothing I can say to you, and I'm not even trying to be facetious when I say that. I personally cannot think of anything I can say to you to get it through your head, because you're always going to say it was a joke. Well, if I've told you 50,000 times that these jokes are hurtful and you keep hiding behind it's still a joke, so I'm going to keep saying it. Okay, well then fuck you, fuck your husband. You're not invited over here anymore because you don't know how to set. I set a boundary and you keep stepping over it. So please do not call me in the middle of the night talking about why I don't want to hang around with you no more. You're wasting my time because I've told you why I don't. And I'm not going to get over your cruelty to make you feel better. That's not going to happen. Because again, it's bullying because I don't even get the joke. I'm done.
It wasn't a joke. If this is what you consider a joke, you have absolutely no sense of not even a humor. You don't have any sense of decorum. You don't have any sense of what's right, wrong. And both you and your wife can just happily leave. That dude was the a-hole. Yeah. So, sorry. Tracy, go ahead.
What type of piece of poopy scum sits and makes a joke? This couple did something that a lot of people wouldn't do. Is they adopted a child and decide to love that child as their own, which is it's their child. It's their child. How dare you, piece of rubber chicken scum, sit here and make a joke, a terrible knock joke, talking about who's the biological father. Let that have been me. See, I ain't always been saved, cause we had to have a talk, and I'm talking about some laying on hands, cause this type of mess is just incomprehensible that you would just sit there and make a joke. Like, why would you do that? I'm just joking. Well, watch this. I'm just joking. I'm just joking, right? I'm just joking. I'm just joking while my hand is going into your face. I'm just joking, though. I'm just joking. And for the wife to defend that, girl, you scum too. You are double scum. You 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 garbage because you should have said, now you just went too far and should have left and told him to get out. But you're gonna defend him? You garbage, he garbage, y'all both garbage, and I don't blame Ethan for not calling you back. Cause if I wouldn't call you neither. No, no, you're a poopy scum puckycock. That's what you are.
Become paprika. Ooh, that's
So I'm
the
still,
quote for
I'm,
tonight.
I'm still liking the rubber chicken one myself, but okay. Positive story of the week. Okay, we got to come to the conclusion that I don't work here stories, which I'm going to clue you in on something that I've always said. Those I don't work here ladies stories. I really think the majority of those stories are fake. I'm sorry, I don't believe them. It's irritating to listen to them and stuff like that, but it's so hard for me. I walked in with a blue jeans on, a Stone Cold t-shirt, a hoodie, and a Astros baseball cap. And because I put the ketchup back from my basket, all of a sudden I work at Target. I'm like, come on.
Marlon,
Come on.
it's happened to me all the time.
I,
I'll go in with a jacket on. Walmart. You work here? Do I got a blue vest on? Do I got a blue vest on?
some of those was just like,
It happens to me. Oh, you work here? Yes, I do.
It
That's why I
happened
got
to
a
me.
jacket on and with some gloves and a scarf.
really?
Yes, all the if it and don't put something back like you just see it out of place. You put you work there. You work there.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you right now, I can just see myself getting louder because they're gonna ask that stupid question all the time. Lady, I don't work here. You do work here. Why the fuck would I lie to you? If I work here and I tell you I don't work here, do you not think I would get in trouble by telling you that? So I do not work here. No, I didn't. Well, just because you own brakes, fucker, that means I work here, which means I don't work here. I just don't. I'm
It
also the type
happens.
of person where if you touch me one more time, there is going to be an issue.
Even if somebody does work there, don't touch them.
Right. That's another thing. You have no right to put your hands on absolutely nobody. The key word is body, not body of an employee, not the body of a customer, not a body of a manager. Nobody. The most important thing is you self-centered, egotistical, high and mighty individuals who feel like everybody beneath them and that should do your bidding at fucking Walmart. Are you kidding me? How the hell is you high and mighty at Walmart?
Target. Let's see what other
Now,
stores.
which Walmart was this? Was it like the A store, the super store that has the clothing?
Yeah, the superstore is the one I always go to because my pharmacy, my prescriptions are cheaper at Walmart. So I just, I'm hitting it like I'm just getting groceries, pharmacy, getting everything all at once. You work here? No. Yes, I do. That's why I have a coat on and gloves and a scarf and a hat. Yes, sure do. It got so bad at Target. I was just like, yep, I work here. Sure do. What do you need help finding? It gets to that point where you just like, okay, what do you need help finding?
It's easier to just do it, you mean?
It's easier. It's easier.
I'm not doing it. Okay, I'm gonna let you know right now. 1, I'm finna walk away. 2, the next event is entirely up to you. I'm going to walk away. You can walk away too. Now, if you come cussing me out, I'm going to turn around and cuss you out. I'm sorry. I know who my mama is and I know how she raised me. I ain't that type of person to turn the other cheek. You want to go word for word? Let's go, lady. Because again, we at fucking Walmart. And neither one of us have to act like we uppity. You put your hands on me, I'm gonna put my hands on you.
You know how
It's
annoying
just gonna
that
really
is,
be
though?
that simple.
It happens to me. It's like they just.
Because number 4, what gets me all the time is the whole. You do know there's cameras, right? So you still want to call the cops? You want to go there? Guarantee you, I can tell you who's going to get arrested. Well, wait a minute. I am a black man.
Yeah, I was going to say more.
Better not say that.
You might want to think about that more.
Better not say that. Let's go ahead and move on. So, anyway, the whole ordeal is, but not always I don't work here stories are bad.
This story is a little more lighthearted compared to the usual ones that get posted daily, but I like reading those too. My good friend got married last year and invited me to his wedding. I put on a nice suit, black tie, shine shoes, all that jazz. I didn't really realize I was the only white guy there until the ceremony ended. I went, huh, and thought nothing of it. At the after party, I also didn't realize the waiters were dressed exactly like me. White shirt, black tie, shine shoes. I'm walking around and a nice older lady, who would turn out to be the mother of the bride, approached me as I passed the table. She needed an extra seat for her table. Excuse me, can we move this chair over here? Yeah, go ahead. Do you think that will inconvenience the other table? I mean, that sounds like that's the other table's problem. Yes, I really said this. All right. Are there extra chairs in the back? Probably. I mean, they know there is a wedding going on, so I think it'll be okay. Okay. Well, thank you. I think to myself internally, that was weird. Later, I had to go to that same table to drop off my portion of the wedding purse. And that nice lady was there with her sister. Hello again. Oh, hi. Great timing. Do you know when we'll be eating? No, but I can't wait. Wedding food is the best, isn't it? Her, somewhat annoyed. Well, with what we're paying for this, I'd imagine it would be. And thank you very much for paying for it. Really, I'm so happy to be here. She just stares at me silently. So is this where we leave the wedding gifts? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. You don't work here. What? 2 seconds later, a waiter dressed like me walks by, and I understand. We all had a good laugh about it.
No, we're not going to have no good laugh about it. Ha, ha, ha. Watch this.
I would have been bad because I would have been confused anyway. Like, okay, I get it. You thought I worked here. But the funny thing about it is now you see how you handle, oh gosh, I thought you work here and you don't. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And then let's go on about our business. Meanwhile, we having stories that all of a sudden, since you're the only white man there dressed like the waiters, you work there now. Where's the food? See,
Yeah, we'd have to have a talk.
Mafia video of the week. So we have two today, one from Anna and one from Tracy. Anna sent me this a while back, and so she probably forgot. But trust me when I tell you, I'm gonna play it, and Anna's gonna take over because no experience in this whatsoever. See, Anna, you sent me so many things you can't remember what you said. So it is. So the title of it, a lot of struggles with neurodivergent.
I'm so tired of being tired. Today, I got dressed, made breakfast, and had a Zoom call. That was all I did. And that was too much for me. That was too much. People in my life are like, oh, it's so nice. Like, you don't have any responsibilities. Like, you just get to relax all day. No, I'm not relaxing. I'm working my ass off to do things that you don't even consider tasks. I've been cutting things out of my life to try to make my life more sustainable so that I recover from burnout. And it's gotten to the point where I don't leave my house, I don't have friends, I don't do fun things, I don't have a job, and I'm still burnt out. Burnout just sucks. It's so lonely and it's so miserable. And people don't understand the struggle.
Let me take a shot at this. I
Right.
want everybody to think about a day of you wake up in the morning, you get out of bed, you dress yourself, you cook you some breakfast, you have a Zoom call, and to everybody else, that's a normal morning. I want you to do that while carrying a 75-pound vest on your body. From the time you wake up, not after you wake up and you put it on. No, no, no. You have a pound vest on in bed. That's how you're going to start your day. And I don't mean just a vest on. I mean around your legs, around your arms, around your neck, and do those same tasks. Getting out of bed, cooking breakfast, having a Zoom call. Because you're going to be feeling really relieved sitting down, realizing that you got to get back up. Oh, and by the way, remember that 75-pound weight? Yeah, that sitting down is not comfortable either. That's my shot at trying to imagine how it is. And I'm pretty sure I'm speaking of at a 25% rate on what it actually is.
You're getting there, though. That's a very good analogy.
But take it away, Anna.
No, well done, because that is a great start to trying to understand what it is somebody with neurodivergence goes through. When I asked you to think of what are the steps that it takes for you to take a shower, most people would answer that. Most people with a healthy brain, let me say, would answer that grab a change of clothes, go turn on the shower. Depending on what is going on with the brain, for people with neurodivergence, that very same, okay, I have to get up, I have to pick out clothes that are going to be comfortable. Hopefully the whole closet is filled with this, and you don't make things more complicated for yourself than you need to. Then you have to get your brush, then you have to get your loofah, then you have to get your soap, then you have to get your shampoo, your conditioner, your leave-in, and don't forget if you have any medicated shampoo, if you have any medicated soap. These things all have to be used in a certain order. These things all it's so tedious for a brain to try to think of, okay, how can I get through the normal mundane things when they are anything but mundane for us. I personally have to go make sure that the temperature in my bathroom is okay because my body freaks out at difference of temperatures. So guess what stepping out of the nice warm shower is gonna feel like for me. So I have to prepare for that. It's gonna be painful and I might just crumple. I cannot go into a bathroom alone for a shower or a bath. I have lost friends who had seizures in a bath and drowned. This is something that, and then, oh my gosh, okay, yeah, Zoom call. So you've gone through, we've got through a shower, times all that for making breakfast and thinking, what am I going to eat that's not going to disturb my stomach? What am I going to, there's a million things that go into what can I do that will mitigate all of the things that upset my body. And because my brain takes things in such an intense way, I have to be sure that I soften things. And I make sure I have grab bars. I have all the help. Go to a Zoom call. If you are autistic, you spend a lot of time looking at other people and trying to mimic their behavior. Oh, they're making eye contact. Okay, so I better make eye contact with them. Oh, okay, so they're moving their hands when they're I better do this. Otherwise, I am going to come across as it looks like I'm not interested. You know how I say, when I'm looking down, it's not that I'm not paying attention. I'm actually hyper focusing, trying to hyper focus. Things that look one way from the outside it's a kaleidoscope of horrors on the inside. And we're just trying to make it from one corner to the next without having complete burnout. When you get to the point where, no more energy, no more, I have nothing left to give you, let alone myself. That burnout can last months. So there's a whole bunch of nuance to this subject because I was mostly focusing on some autism, some ADHD, and some neuropathy, neuropain, and there's a world inside here that it's too hard to explain in one go. And like when people are saying to you, like, I'm doing my best, And then you see them just absolutely break down into tears like that woman was going to. I feel for them because I know I've been there. Uh, then there are times that you're right in the middle of a great subject and your brain just blanks and you're trying desperately to grasp any kind of little bit of a wall to climb back up and to engage again. And then you get left behind in the conversation. There is so much going on inside a brain that has been damaged or just it does not work right, um, for whatever reason. Could be trauma, it could be disease, could be a whole bunch of things. Once again, I just would make the appeal for patience, compassion, and if you don't understand, ask us questions. Questions are perfectly fine. Like, we may tell you, I can't answer that right now, but I will get back to you, I promise, you know. It there's a whole group of people who are looking to be able to come back out into society and think, okay, hey, maybe not everybody thinks I'm so weird, until society does its thing and completely pushes you away, you know. So I will close with, please, more patience, more compassion. We'd go a long way.
Susan asks, how do the rest of us make it easier?
So, like I said, asking questions. Number one, if you notice somebody having any kind of trouble, ask if is there something that I can do. A lot of times there won't be anything except you being there and understanding that, hey, this isn't always going to be a completely hard interaction. This isn't always going to absolutely tax every bit of our mental acuity. Sometimes we just need a few minutes, we'll reboot, and we'll be back up. And honestly, I can't answer that because it's too different for everybody. But I mean, for me, like, I have signs with my family that if I am getting too overwhelmed, if too many conversations are going on at the same time, my brain completely shuts down, will not accept new information. And I will either get to a point where it looks like I faint. I leave my brain because it's too painful. Or I will start to go like this. Sorry. One finger up. Any one of my caregivers knows trouble is happening and they have to get to me. So if you're spending a lot of personal time with somebody, make some little cues between you and them, that if the person is too overwhelmed, let them come up with something, like, either sometimes people just kind of go like, my brain is very. Let them communicate, but then let them reboot. Give them time. And maybe ask if they need space.
All right, Tracy, you got anything to add? Okay. Well, the second Mafia video, we're going to go from understanding neurodivergent
180?
trying to understand a complete belligerent idiot.
I opposed defunding the police. Woke leaders blame the police. I blame the criminals. If you hate cops just because they're cops, the next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead.
Who was that?
That is Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana. That is a commercial that he ran when he was running against, I forget the Democrats guy's name. He smoked marijuana. Oh, boy. Black
This
guy.
doesn't really narrow it down.
I know.
At all. We literally have somebody running for Congress who whole ad was him smoking.
Yeah, that was him. That's who John Kennedy ran against.
If I may, just a moment, I'm sorry. Susan, if you are worried that you are stressing somebody out, be honest with them. It's better that you are bluntly honest and say, hey, is this too much? Do you need me to back away? Trust me when I say that we would much rather you be honest, blunt, and upfront than dance around something. We will know every time that you're dancing around something. So, sorry.
That's all right. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Susan. Let's welcome Simon Hill to the show.
Hi, Simon.
Simon Hill, keep it through.
I'm from Louisiana. John Kennedy is a bozo.
Okay, thank you for that clarification.
Gary Chambers, thank you, Parker. Oh my gosh, I couldn't remember that guy's name.
Okay. He ran that ad when he was running against Gary Chambers.
Oh, okay.
That might be better to call a crack. It might be better to call a crackhead. I don't know any though.
I mean, he said it with such conviction. He was like, "You know what you do? Call a crackhead." He didn't. He stood on that.
But you have to understand, people. Simon, I'm agreeing with you on the black people don't vote in Louisiana. Now that may literally have something to do with the huge gerrymandering that's going on in Louisiana, Kentucky, and Mississippi, and Alabama, and Wisconsin, which is fixing it to the point so bad that they try to throw a new Supreme Court justice off the not Supreme Court, state Supreme Court justice who just got voted on. Right. So to say that they don't vote is the equivalent of saying, hell, my vote ain't gonna count because I'm in a gerrymandered county or district where it's literally not going to count. And I know we don't like to hear the word of don't say your vote don't count because it will count. You got some gerrymandering doggone places out there where it literally does not
count. Yep.
Yeah.
But Merlin, he said the next time you get in trouble, call a crackhead.
But my point of that was to say this too was, but you also know the places where they don't have to say stuff that makes sense because you're so red district that you can say the most idiotic things and get away with it.
Sure could.
You're
Could
not
you
gonna lose your seat.
imagine me sitting there running for Congress in Indianapolis? You know, if that time you get in trouble, call a crackhead. Somebody go say, what did she just say?
You never told a lie, sir. Louisiana is heavily segregated and gerrymandering is a big issue. And
Where
yes,
is it
vote
not a
is
problem?
vote. It is. And
It's
you
less
can
of a
always
problem in some places.
tell how the issue is depending on how hard the state fights to keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Gerrymandering, um, Confederate statues, things like that, where they know it's an issue, but they know it benefits them so much to keep that issue that they're willing to go all the way to the Supreme Court. It's Alabama is at, and I have to look this up now because it just fell off the map for a second. Alabama may have to have a special, and I can't remember the word, I think it's a marshal. I think that's the word for it. Come in and do the mapping itself because Alabama just went, no,
Yeah,
we're
we don't
not going
care.
to do it.
What y'all
We're
gonna
not
do?
going to
Make
do
us?
it. Yeah. I know what y'all said. I know what y'all voted on. I know what you said. We're not going to do it. I don't want to say U.S. Marshal because that's totally different from what I'm thinking. But a special person who comes in and go, okay, I'll do it myself. Susan was asking Simon, does it help with the new district speed or do you know yet? Simon comes back. I'd be interested in what you guys think about Charles Blow, New York Times writer, saying black folks should move down south and amass to gain political power. I think my problem with this, this is the part where I actually wish Diz was here. So my problem with that, Simon, is I don't feel that in the year of the Lord 2024, we have to move at any direction to mass power. We could get to what's the word? We can get groups together anywhere. It's not that we have to mass together in a certain area to mass power. The reason I say that is because for me, I feel like that's very dangerous step to take. If we're massing power in the South, what do you think they're doing up north and out west and the Midwest? So I see what you're saying. I get what you're saying, and on its face is a good idea, but I don't think in long term, I don't think we would get what we want for one, and I don't think even if we did, it would last for long. Also, the reason that I say that, and you're new here, so I'm pretty sure you've never heard me say this. This is not my saying. I stole it from somewhere else. All skin folks ain't kin folks. So you say that you're gonna put a whole bunch of black people together, and all of a sudden we're gonna mass power is naive at best. All skin folks ain't kin folks.
Well, plus once the word gets out that, oh, this group is trying to amass power in this area, there's going to be a concerted effort to bring the equal and opposite reaction. into the same area.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, or even more. But so Seattle, the western part of Washington, where I am, we are a blue state. We are a heavy blue state. I'm actually the only one of the four of us. There's normally four of us on this panel, that lives in a blue state that has the privileges of things like Medicaid expansions and stuff that more often those to the left side of the aisle would vote in. But I also see, just as much as there are people who move here because we have a fantastic gay community, the LGBTQ, the legitimate community. We are incredibly strong from Vancouver, BC, down to San Diego, California. We travel up and down, we visit each other. And we really try to organize and make a difference.
Organize, that's the word.
All up and down our state or our province in Canada. And lending your voices and getting bigger, organizing, it's a wonderful thing, but then you start to attract. So out here, we attract cowboys. And like last year or the year before, I had to interact with really heavy MAGA folk for the first time in my life. So you can hope to be kind of isolated, insulated. It doesn't stay that way for long. And people get jealous of, when, hey, it looks like they have their own thing over there. How dare they?
Yep.
I don't know what it is about that.
I mean,
Two
history
words.
teaches us this. I mean, look at what happened when blacks moved to Tulsa.
Right?
I was literally going to say that. I said
And,
the
and,
two
and
words, Tulsa,
decided,
Oklahoma.
built their own banks, built their own
Yep.
school. The
You're right.
white
You're
bigots
right.
decided, no, not on our watch, you're not. So they
Mm-hmm.
burnt the whole town down.
An unequal but very opposite reaction.
So
Yes.
yes, I mean, we sometimes I just want to move to Cuba. Just pack it up and just move to, because we can, if all black people for some reason, I'm just gonna use this city as a example because it's my state. If every black person moved to Indiana,
Okay.
you think Indiana just gonna sit there and let all these black people just move in and don't do nothing? This is the KKK
Mm-hmm.
capital. This is the state where KKK got its start. They not just gonna sit there and be like, well, let's look at all those black people moving in. But yeah, moving south. I mean, if you want to move south, move south. But there's work to do everywhere. I'll put it that way. There's
Yep.
work to do everywhere you move. Yeah, just look Tulsa, upper state New York, California, where black people had their own beaches, and they decided, you know what, we're just gonna burn them. You can't come to the white beach, but you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make sure you don't have a beach to go to in the first place. What? That That's how petty and racist, despite what Ron DeSantis dropout says, despite what, hey, Nikki, I don't think I'm Indian, but I'm just gonna paint my face white, even though we all know she Indian. I'm just gonna pretend I'm white. Slavery wasn't a thing. Happens. This country is very racist. Racist. Not everybody is racist,
Is
but
it Simon? If you wouldn't mind me asking, what is your background? Are you black? What is
Okay.
your
yeah, I'm looking at the
perspective?
picture. I'm like, yeah, I'm looking at the picture, but
I can't see I'm sorry.
Oh, black man.
Is that you?
Well, we did have that story of the white woman on going on Reddit acting like a black man. So I mean, the white woman going on.
And then there's like a Rachel Dolezal type, you know.
Stolas, I don't know why people gave her a hard time. It, unlike Candace Owens, at least she wanted to be. I mean, I take her over Candace Owens any day of the week. If it comes down to Rachel Dolezal or Candace Owens, give me Rachel on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
I'm sorry, I got her name wrong.
I thought someone said he's from Belize.
Oh,
nice.
interesting.
We got the international flavor going today.
Yes. Welcome.
AITAH
Thank you.
Shakur. And I'm not going to ask any relation to Tupac. See, that's how.
Oh, good Lord. We're finna move on. But welcome, everybody. I appreciate that.
Isn't that Mama? Isn't Asada his mother?
I couldn't tell you.
My dad is from
My
Alabama.
dad is from Alabama. My mom is from Belize. Wow.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Oh, she's a member of the Black Liberation Army.
All right. Oh, by the way, that's going to be part of next month, too.
Am I thinking of the right woman? Is AITAH Shakur Tupac's mom?
That's what I thought. She was his stepmother. That's what I literally thought.
Can we just have a yes or no?
I'm not Theus. I don't know this crap off the top of my head.
Wait a minute. I'm going to go to Google.
Okay, so I thought that there was this great case. She was a member of the
she was
Black Panthers.
Liberation.
Right?
That's what I thought.
Said Simon says she is his aunt. Parker says she is not his biological mom.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew she wasn't his biological mother, but I knew she was related. See,
okay,
now I can ask. Ha ha ha!
Real or not? I have to move on.
I don't know what happened.
I have to move on. Otherwise,
okay. Yeah. Okay. We're sorry.
Simon, Real or Not is based on the notion that not every Reddit story that we play on here is reality-based story. That sometimes
we don't believe it.
Very good writers. So I play a story and we try to figure out, is the story real or is it just a very good author? So here it is.
Should we have like a real, not, or embellished?
Embellish is just a nice word for a line.
Yeah. And then
we'll
fall into the category of which part was embellished. And that'll be a...
Because there are some parts, we have said before that there are some parts that suddenly the cadence completely goes different. The writing, the style is completely different for like this one part. It doesn't feel like the rest of the story.
Just goes on. Breaking news. Tim Scott is engaged to a woman. and the world goes mild.
Okay.
Cares.
Okay.
I honestly don't care.
Yeah, I know why I said.
I bet my last dollar is
I
Tim
was
Scott. You know, I've
I
been
was
hearing
so
this
happy to
lately.
learn
I
that
don't
Ron
know
DeSantis
why.
dropped out.
I bet my last dollar Tim Scott
That's
is in
why
the
I did it, because we
Cowboys
weren't
Pro
saying
Big
that
Red
for
Zone.
it.
I don't know why I've been hearing that lately. I've been hearing that lately.
What?
I don't
Can you
People,
back up, please?
know.
Sorry.
Don't.
Thank you.
him and Lindsay, I'm just saying, people will
Indeed,
straight
there's
up
nothing
and
wrong with
down be
being gay.
like, Lindsay's
I'm a gay
gay.
woman, Simon.
Hey, no offense, man. You know how I feel about the LGBT, the little bitty qua nation for the longest time. But man, I ain't gonna lie to you, Tracy. I've been looking at Lindsey Graham sideways for a long, long
You,
time,
Chelsea
man.
Handler.
Like,
There are some people that are they're
But
just so disgusted with themselves and so in
but
denial.
yet Cory Booker is single and nobody says he's gay.
Simon's gonna fit in real well. Tim Scott was that kid in high school who always said, "My girlfriend goes to another school." All right, let's go ahead and get into it. My wife's family tried to set my wife up with her ex.
I, 35 male, have been with Abby, 35 female, for 13 years now. Every day that goes by, I love her more and more, and we're even expecting our first baby. For the holidays, we always stay 2 to 3 months visiting my wife's family, but the problem is that this year, all the family was really excited, saying that Alan was coming. In all the years in the family, I never heard of an Alan, and my wife didn't even care about it, so I thought it was just some cousin. But the famous Alan was my wife's ex and first love. The man lives in Europe, but Abby's family still have contact with him and even invited the man to the house now that he's in the country. I tried to get along with Alan, but the man just ignores me and takes every chance to get closer with my wife, making jokes or talking about the past. I didn't take it personally because I don't want to look jealous, but lately he's been coming over every day to visit the family, and Abby's family started comparing his accomplishments to mine. They're all big fans of Alan, and I honestly feel jealous of that because they're treating him much better than me. 2 days ago, I heard my mother-in-law and brother-in-law talking about how nice it would have been for Abby to have stayed with Alan because he's a smart man. What hurt me the most was hearing my brother-in-law say that he can try to get Alan and Abby back together, and my mother-in-law just laughed, saying that it would be good to go on a trip to Europe every year and not to the countryside with the peasant, talking about me because I live on a farm with my wife, just because she always dreamed to live in that kind of quiet environment. In fact, now that I'm no longer blindfolded, I'm starting to notice how my brother-in-law makes too many comments to my wife about how great Alan is, although Abby never says kind things about Alan, and I think she even treats him like he's a kid. I don't feel comfortable being here knowing that they see me as a dumb peasant, and it's horrible to see how they try to include Alan in the family when they still treat me like I'm just a casual boyfriend of Abby's. But my wife only sees her family these months of the year, and I don't want to ruin that or put that kind of stress on her since she's pregnant. I feel like I'm in some kind of a romantic comedy, but I'm in the role of the bad husband the protagonist leaves for the handsome CEO. What does your wife say? OP. My wife just ignores Alan, and when my brother-in-law says those things, Abby just says, "If you like Alan so much, then you go be with him," and the conversation ends. When I found out he's her ex, she just said, "Oh yes, I dated him for 2 months when I finished high school," and made a disgusted face. I couldn't ask for more information because she has been really tired with the pregnancy, and I don't want to stress her out anymore. They're this pressed for a guy she dated for 2 months over a decade ago? Was Alan a family friend or something? It just feels weird to me that they like him this much, having known you for 13 years. Have they always disliked you? OP. From what I heard, he lived in the same neighborhood, but they were never close until Abby started dating him. When he moved to Europe, the family still had contact with him through Facebook and WhatsApp, and some members of the family even stay in his house when they take trips to Europe, so it seems the aunts and cousins are really close with him. They always made jokes about our farm life, And I know my mother-in-law hates that Abby has gone to live so far away from them. She always hides her dislike for me, although I can feel the cold treatment she always gives me. My brother-in-laws always made it obvious that they didn't like me for taking their older sister away. The rest of the family treats me well or just normal, but Alan is really charismatic. Plus, they're all really extroverted people, and I'm more on the quiet side, so I think it's easier for them to like him more.
Lord, hold my mouth. Don't let me say what I'm thinking.
Okay, the first thing that I'm going to say is they don't like the ex that much. They like the ex's money. And they already done split the idea that apparently, which you so backwards, it's not even funny, that living on a farm all of a sudden makes you poor. Some of the millionaires that's in the United States right now are farmers.
For real?
Duh.
They
Because
do because they like it.
one thing this country is going to do, they're going to eat.
That too.
So, but all I'm looking at this is a bunch of uppity people who've already come to the conclusion on what life they want to live, what life their sister want to live, what life their daughter wants to live, and they're willing to do whatever it takes to reach that goal, including throwing a 13-year relationship out the window for a 2-month relationship that happened over 10 years ago.
13
years. That's worse. 13 years ago. So, yeah. But before we even get started, there is an update. So let's just go ahead and get into the update because
this is real or not?
This is real or not. And the second part is the part that's going to have you guessing if it's real or not.
Okay.
Update. After making this post and reading the comments, I decided to talk with Abby about what I heard. We were in our room and I talked about what her mother and brother said as calmly as possible. But the moment I finished telling her everything, Abby just kissed my forehead and ran with her pregnant belly out of the bedroom to literally yell at everyone in the living room. No one spoke besides an aunt who tried to justify them by saying they were just making jokes, to which I replied that they were uncomfortable and disgusting jokes. At some point, Abby told her mother something like, "Whether you like it or not, I'm married to this man. I'm going to have this baby with him and many more, so shut up and bear with it." Then my wife yelled at her brothers and went with them to talk in private. My brother-in-laws talked with me and admitted that they were only doing that because they believed I was forcing Abby to marry and live on a farm far away from the family when it was actually Abby's idea to get married in private and live on the farm. So all of these years, it had just been a misunderstanding. The 3 brothers apologized to me and were really embarrassed about their behavior, saying they only invited Alan to mess with me. After that, most of the family members apologized to us. Abby told everyone that she doesn't want to see Alan in the house anymore while we're here. She's not going to forbid them to talk with him, but doesn't want to see him near her because it's uncomfortable. Mother-in-law tried to complain, but Abby just said, "Shut up, Mom," and left the living room with me. In private, Abby confessed to me that she also felt uncomfortable, but since Alan is a friend of the family, she preferred not to say anything other than throw passive-aggressive comments at him. For example, after New Year's, we were all eating, and Alan felt her belly without asking first, to which my wife said, "Do it again and I'll hurt you." So he never did it again. Abby even said that she had actually talked with Alan that she dislikes when people do that, but Alan said she was overreacting and left her talking alone. I feel really stupid for not noticing how uncomfortable my wife was feeling because after that, she was avoiding Alan around the house and she said that it was because she was tired from her pregnancy. Just out of curiosity, I asked her why she broke up with Alan if he's such a cool man, because I'll admit it, he's really charismatic, and Abby told me that he always treated her like he thought he knew everything and explained things that she had already knew every time they talked. Abby never felt the need of talking about that relationship because it wasn't really relevant, and she sees me as her first love and not Alan. I apologized to Abby for not noticing how uncomfortable she was and only looking at my own feelings without talking about it as a couple, and Abby also apologized for the same. We promised to communicate this kind of thing to each other no matter what. Yesterday, we went on a date together, and when we came back, my mother-in-law looked very unfriendly, but she apologized to my wife, to which Abby said she should apologize to me. So mother-in-law and I talked for a while alone, and although I'm still upset, we promised to at least be civil with each other for Abby and the baby. We decided the next time to stay in one of the hotel rooms while we're here. Even if it's a 3-hour drive, it would be better for us to be comfortable, and 3 months in my in-laws' house was always really tiring, so it's something we should have done earlier. For now, Alan is no longer in the picture because yesterday I got his number to send a message clarifying why he can't come back to the house and why I don't want him near my wife. The man just blocked me without answering. I guess he understood, but if he didn't, I don't have any problem talking to him about it face to face. P.S. Alan came back to the country because he divorced his wife, and he's flirting with women, so it seems he thought it was a great idea to try and flirt with my pregnant wife.
You know, after listening to this story now, I'm more inclined to go with what Anna was saying. That some of these stories, that the story may be real, but some parts of it may be a
Embellished.
little embellished. Thank you.
Lies.
Yes.
I don't know what family, and maybe I'm taking it from my life. I don't know what family that you could tell your mom to shut up.
Yeah, still be living.
I
And
have
be still.
no family that I know this can happen to, and it works well for you.
I don't care how old you are. You been like, what?
No, I'm 50 years old. I'm still not telling my mama shut up. Like, yeah, no. And my mom gets on my nerve, and they never got to that point.
Now I would
But
say leave me alone, but not shut up.
Right. There's a difference.
yeah,
However,
It's not that the mother didn't have it coming. Cause boy,
I
she was a piece of something, wasn't she?
I have heard really terrible things said to mothers. I I watched a 3-year-old cuss out her mother
oh
when I lived in Queens, New York.
yeah. But Ann, I'm gonna tell you what the difference is. That's
The three,
learned behavior.
yes, learned behavior. That child didn't just pick up that
So
language
my
from nowhere.
so my
Mm,
mama, who surprisingly enough, and I told her this, um, all that cussing you learn on the street. I learned majority of my cuss words from you. No,
mm-hmm.
you're right. I could, if you never let me out of this house and just spend the time, I would learn the same cuss words. The majority of them are from you. Number two, the learned behavior of, okay, I'm gonna let you cuss me out because you're my angel. Yeah, that wasn't my lifestyle. One, I'm not gonna cuss my mom out. You know why? Because two, I don't cuss around my mama. Again, I'm 50 years old. I still don't cuss around my mom, and my mom's has said, "Come on, boy,
I
you
did.
50 years old. You can cuss." The closest, the most I got out was hell, and
Now,
even
I do not curse at my mother,
oh no, I know you cuss around my
but I
mom.
curse. Yeah, we both openly haven't held back since about time I was 17.
Yeah, but it's when we talk about cussing, it's an emotional gateway of saying what we have to say. Like sometimes I admire Tracy because I used to be Tracy. I used to not cuss. I really did.
Mhm.
I used to not cuss at all. And that tells you how far this country has fallen
It is when you lack the
Like,
words. There are
yeah,
always other words that you could use. Yes.
but just it doesn't. That the other word doesn't resonate how pissed off I am at certain things. I
Here's
do
it.
my best. Now, granted, another thing is I'm also not that person who cuts just for the sake of cussing.
Oh,
Like
now that one annoys me.
that's
That
just
one annoys
irritating.
me to the uttermost.
Hey man, how you doing? Man, I'm MFing good, man. Hold on.
Yeah,
What are you
what
cussing
are
about,
you
man?
talking about?
Why are you
Dude, the
cussing?
sun is out. You got to cuss just because the sun is.
Man,
Look,
I'm
I've
up
said
this
it before.
MFing morning.
Y'all have grown a lot. Y'all stop saying, "Excuse me, Tracy, take your headphones off." Y'all don't do that no more, cause that really, I'm like, y'all don't do that no more. Thank you.
Nah, I don't do that. Yeah, I try not to use that. I'll try
Why
not to
did
use.
they say that?
No, Marlon especially would say, he would have me take off my headphones
I did used to
when
do
he
that.
was
I
about to lay
literally
it
did.
down. I'm like, okay, and I was like, look, Marlon,
Oh,
I'm
I
above
gotcha.
5 years old.
I gotcha.
All right. There's some
But
people over there.
still, I love hearing the respect that comes from the guys when it's like they're heated, and suddenly it's, excuse me, Tracy. What you can do?
You're
I
like,
love
I'm not gonna hear it.
We really try to be respectful. We really do. We don't want to.
I just ask, don't do it on my channel. That's all I
Yeah.
really, really ask.
Mhm.
Which about all y'all done
Wait,
broke
wait,
that rule, but I'm just not gonna.
who brought that rule? I broke that rule. When?
All three of y'all broke
I
that
have
rule.
I have slipped
Why would I
because
break
there are
my
times
rule?
I don't realize.
Why would I
I,
cuss about whose favorite cereal is what? I have no idea why I would cuss
What?
on
What
something
the
like this.
no, I think it was on the when we were talking about the Wizard of Oz.
Oz? Yep, the Wizard of Oz episode.
I'm so terribly sorry
We
because I
all
forgot
have,
about
Marlon.
you.
We all
You know who
have.
hasn't broke the rule? Me.
Yes, it's your
And
fault.
I've come really close. I came like right there, and then I'm like, oh, let me go back.
I probably said something to the effect Dorothy is a fucking murderer. I probably said something like that, and I meant it.
You know how hard it is to go back in and find the word, edit that, put something above it? That's hard to do.
Oh.
And the funny thing about it is, if we do less cussing on this show, the algorithm will push us out more. But I don't have the bandwidth to do that, so I'm
I
not
don't
even going
cuss
to
at
start.
all. Look at my subscribers, 156. That don't work. I'm going to just let it
Yeah,
rip. That's what I'm going
yeah,
to do. Just let it rip.
ain't nobody scared
That
about
won't
that.
get anyone
Rubber chicken
either.
scum. That's what I'm going to keep saying. Rubber chicken
Yeah,
scum.
chicken scum,
That's the creative one.
the chicken scum hour. Foxy's videos of the week.
We didn't say what we thought.
I'm so terribly sorry, Tracy. What was you saying?
We didn't say whether we thought it was real or not.
Ah,
Oh, we
We,
did.
we never
sorry.
did.
Sorry,
We didn't.
it's getting late, and I'm
It's
Yeah.
trying
getting
not.
late.
And I try not to ever be late for even remotely late for work tomorrow because I got a trip to. I ain't gonna say save up. I paid off the trip. Now I want to save up the money to have fun on the trip. So,
But I think
I
it's
think
real.
I think it was embellished.
I
I
think it
think
was
so.
real.
I think real.
Mom, I think was embellished. Hey, I can hold this conversation in front of you if you don't like me. I think that was embellished.
Nah, I don't think no parts of that was fake. I think
Mhm.
So you think
every
the whole
bit
story
of
was real?
Yep.
All right.
I could see all,
I can see every bit of it playing out, just like she said it.
and it didn't. It wasn't that like the shut up, mom. That was in the same uh rhythm as the story.
But all I gotta say to that is rubber chicken scum.
Don't tell your mother to shut up. It's just that. Don't.
Please
Don't.
don't.
I'm not gonna say I haven't did it.
I
I
can't say I
was
haven't did it, but I guarantee you, my pillow heard it a lot louder than my mom did.
Hmm.
Tell you
I
that.
wasn't always the best child.
Oh no, I sucked as a child. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah, I got way better once I grew up. I'm like, oh my
I
god.
literally should have been the first. I literally should have been the first child on the face of the planet who actually know what 10 but 2 looked like. I should have been not that far. But anyway, everybody, I need y'all to turn the volume down on your headset a little bit, just a tiny bit, because we're gonna get into some high singing. And the whole question is, who does it better? And by the way, I already got my answer, but I've already had my answer on this years ago. So, who sings it better?
Close to you, you make me feel so
That
Thank you
last
for not
one.
throwing a gag in there. Whoo, thank you. Just want to thank you, Marlon.
They do what?
I said thank you for not throwing a gag or in there.
Oh,
Like
no.
putting me in there singing, trying to hit that high, super high whistle register.
Okay, there was one who did not hit the note she
Yeah, that
wanted
was
to.
Kelly Clarkson. She showed didn't. She was a little off.
That hurts.
I was like, Kelly, you can sing, but girl, nah, that wasn't nowhere. Christina, I thought did good, but my choice is real easy, real easy.
Go ahead.
It's Minnie, period.
I'm going with Minnie Riperton.
Yep.
Always going with Minnie Riperton. Now here's the difference though. I will say that Diaz's fantasy girl has a better way of rolling the high notes than Minnie.
Oh yeah, because the theater here, he would definitely pick Mariah.
Yeah. So Mariah can roll the high notes a lot better than Minnie. But hitting those notes, no, Minnie got it.
That's they all had
He
well
was clear, crisp.
minus Kelly. They all had pretty high whistle register. It's some things you know in life you can't do if you can't sing. And a whistle register is where I say, you know what? I'm not even gonna try this today.
Parker says Riperton. Susan says Minnie Riperton.
Uh-huh.
But Kelly did hurt my ears though. She was ooh girl.
Yeah, it's something about it's something about hitting high notes when you know you damn well can't hit those high notes. It is. I'm not even gonna say it's cringy. I really heard people who try to hit high notes who I walked out with a headache. Like, why are you doing this to me?
And you
Like,
know
why
you can't
are
do
you
it.
closing my left eye with that note?
I hope she's doing a whole bunch of training. If you do those kinds of notes,
I thought Christina did good with hers.
yes, she did very well. She always has handled the upper register very well.
Yeah, I remember I took singing lessons because I thought, I'm going to get over this I can't sing business. Nah, I just said, you know what? We're going to just accept what we can't do and just call it a day. That's what we're going to do.
Sometimes you got to. Everybody don't have to have the same talent. You know, you use your talent for what you got. Because remember, the talent that you have, a lot of people don't have either.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be trying to chase somebody else's talent. You got a talent that somebody else can't do. And what?
Yep, he went on that cover like they do that octave exercise. I was like, where you go, sir? I know you don't expect. Nah, what we gonna do is change classes. That's what we gonna do. No, we not.
I really shouldn't have. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I really shouldn't have erased it. I should have let Theus look at it just to hear him say.
We already know who's gonna pick Mariah. Period. We know who he's gonna pick.
All right, everybody. The next video. And I know this is a statement that y'all hate. You women. Y'all take it too far sometimes. Sometimes y'all take this. I'm just going to let you know when you take equality too far.
I say to all you men, us women, we tired of getting disrespected.
That's right.
Y'all men want to be leaders, we want to be leaders too.
Yup.
Y'all men want to get money, we want to get money too.
Money.
Y'all men want to pay the bills, we want to pay the bills too. Y'all men want to propose, hell, we want to get on one knee and propose too.
Whoa.
It's time for us women to stand up. Don't touch me. It's time for us women to take the lead. It's time for us women to pay for the first date. It's time for us to mow the lawn. It's time for us to do
I'll let Anna take this one because I gotta remember I gotta go work tomorrow. But I don't disagree with anything she said.
What?
I don't. I have no problem with women proposing to men. None. Absolutely none. I get tired of this whole thing about what, because especially coming from the church background. A man's supposed to, he defines the. First of all, show me any place where it says thou shalt not propose to a man if thou are a woman. It's not in there. Stop. It ain't in there. I agree with everything. I agree with Susan. Nobody should be mowing the lawn. That's why you pay somebody to do it. But you know what? When you live by yourself, you got to mow the lawn, clean the windows, clean the gutters. You got to do all that stuff. I have no problem with women proposing to men. If he says no, well, then keep it moving. I have no problem with women paying for first dates. If you do the asking out, you should do the paying. I have no problem with what she said at all. I'm like, yes, sister, power to the people.
And just the way she said it. Go, calm down.
Yeah, she could have took it down a notch, but everything she said, I absolutely agree with. This is not June Cleaver and Claire Huxtable. No, wait a minute. She wasn't a stay-at-home woman. June Cleaver and Mrs. Cunningham.
You would have taken no shit either.
And all these, you should just be wooed and chased. Nobody got time for that. Do you want to go out or not? But it's either yes or no. I ain't got time for you. If you want to go out, let's go out and I'll pay. Or we can go Dutch. What we doing here?
Oh, mine going Dutch.
So what
Oh,
should we go too far on, Marlon?
Yeah, because if you sit there and let him pay for it, he thinks he gets to sleep with you.
see, there lies the issue. We pay because we want to pay. Not everybody pays because we want
Most
something.
men pay because they think that
It ain't no
paying for
most.
a meal gives
It
them
ain't no
sex. It's
most. It
automatic.
is not most.
99.99% of men pay because they want sex. 99%.
Okay, let me put it to you different way. If I have to feed you to sleep with you, I don't want you.
I'm not saying you. I said
Oh, I'm the point. I'm the
99.99.
point
Yeah, you're
zero
the point.
zero
You're the
zero
point
one.
zero zero
That's
zero
how
zero
the hell
one.
I'm saying.
Most men would. Well, you're not going to kiss me. But no, let's do it this way. I'm gonna just pay for myself, and then you ain't got to worry about me. That's what we gonna do on this.
Go 50-50. Dutch.
There you go. That's it, Dutch.
Yep.
Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, if I order that steak and I see your little grubby little hands reaching over there,
Now that's annoying. I don't like when women do that. Sometimes some women do that. I'm like, girl, don't. That's his food. Girl, get your own plate.
hold on,
Get
Trace. I'm
your own.
sorry. I literally cannot say the word steak anymore for the rest of this show without thinking about
Mhm.
it. It's not gonna happen. It's gonna be some years before I can say steak with a straight face anymore.
Failed that.
Oh
What
God!
did I miss? What
You
You.
the dude trying to throw the steak out the
Oh,
window.
the window, and I was like,
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah.
oh,
You were there. You were there.
yeah. I was there. Okay.
Oh gracious! I'm sorry. Whew. But anyway,
Hmm.
let's go ahead and get up out of here. This is the last video of the night with a disclaimer. Next week we will not have a show because we're gearing up. We're resting. Well, excuse me. I'm not having a show. The ladies are going to have their show. But
Saturday night.
we as the main mafia is not having a show. We're going to take that week off to get prepared for February. If you're new here, and I am going to make a short of this because I want to get this point out there. February is going to be Black History Month, and I am going to do some stories on Black history. I'm letting you know off the bat, if you're coming on here to get a deep dive into that, the history that you got from your elementary school books have been whitewashed and picked over, and certain events and people have been left out because they don't want to hurt little Timmy's feelings. This is not the show for you. We've already got a bunch of comments on a couple of other videos, and the title of it was, what was it, Anna? What makes a racist, or
Yeah, something like that.
something to that effect. And I guarantee you the majority of them people just read the title and they got a whole paragraph of how they feel about it. I'm not the show
One
for you here, buddy.
At least
one
you get
person even
comments.
admitted that he hadn't watched it yet, that he was dreading watching it.
I don't even
Right?
know if I want to watch it. Dude, don't.
Then don't.
Really?
Turn on
Really?
Ben Shapiro or Candace Owens or whatever
Yes.
little racist thing you get off on.
And I literally sat there and told the group during the messenger, you're looking for a group of black people. You're looking for a group of black people and one gay woman to sit there and say, there's no such thing as racism and gay rights is a joke. That's what you're looking for. It's not here. So if you're coming on here to look for it, it's not here.
Or they could start their own podcast.
Yeah, or the
Right.
people who like to comment on there don't think I actually don't go on your channel to see what you got when you have 0 subscribers and you have videos of videos. It is, Anna, is weird. is a dude that has a video of sheep. I don't know what the hell is going on. Nor do I care. Not my thing. You do you. So to get you in the mood to enlighten you on what's going to happen next month, here is the last video of the night. This is why, if you look on there, Anna and Tracy and Theus, I didn't comment to nobody. I told you last week, I'm not arguing with you. It's not going to happen. You're irrelevant to me. So when I read your comments, this is exactly what it sounds like to me.
Review 2 stars. My husband and I were extremely disappointed in this tour. We didn't come to hear a lecture on how white people treated slaves. We came to get the history of a southern plantation and get a tour of the house and the grounds. The tour guide was so radical about slave treatment that we felt that we were being lectured and bashed about slavery. My ancestors were from Sicily, never owned slaves, and my husband's were German, and none of his ever owned slaves either. I am by far not a racist or against all Americans having equal rights, but this was my vacation. And now we're crossing all plantation tours off our list. It's just not what we expected. I'll go back to Louisiana and see some real plantations that are so much more enjoyable to tour.
And she'll cross black people off the list, and she'll cross indigenous people off the list. She'll just get them all off the list. I'm assuming it's a she based off the way he was reading it.
Yeah.
She wants the colors to stay in their place.
I told you, this is what I hear when y'all talk. This is what I hear when I read your comments. You want to erase. I had one comment that was so laughable, I literally had tears rolling down my face. How come every time we talk about race, we talk about the past? When the fuck do you want to talk about race then, dude? I don't even know what you mean by that.
Well, everything's in the past because we can't talk about the future. It's not here yet. And we're in the present. So, ooh, child.
So that's why I made specifically clear. Now, granted, I did the video before you made that idiotic comment, but remember I made the video about gerrymandering. And gerrymandering was in the past, and it's affecting us here.
No, gerrymandering is going on right now.
Present.
No, gerrymandering is happening now.
So,
as in the present.
Yeah, I'm like, dummy, gerrymandering is now. What you talking about? You want to talk about something in the present? How about cops killing black people? How about that?
And all you gonna do when it comes to cops killing minorities out there is
they should have complied.
Wait and 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 oh, surprisingly, that happened a long time ago. What about
they should have complied?
Like y'all, if people are mad at me for my title, you are going to be pissed the hell off next month. But I'll let you in on a little secret, folks. I'll let you in on a little secret because I'm going to help you save your time and energy. The more you comment, the more our videos get pushed out. So thank you. Thank you for helping us reach people who really, truly want to learn, who truly want to know. Oh, by the way, and I'm being facetious. I literally am being facetious when I say this. Who wants to learn the truth, not our truth, the truth, where it hurts your little feelings or not. If your bruised little ego is so up and heaved because we keep bringing up the past, because our first video is systemic racism, which was used years ago to affect the minorities here in the presence. If your little ego is hurt by that, this is not the show for you. Let's go ahead and get some comments out so we can get up on out of here. Let me see. I think Tracy and Anna called it something else, maybe to shut Marlon up. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me go. Oh, yes. High heel and blue jeans. Are y'all bringing that back?
That's what we're doing Saturday.
Okay.
8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
And Parker, you make a good point. I understand. You say that, but also this channel is called Radical Truth to Power, LOL. I feel like people should know that beforehand.
You would think, you be thinking people had comprehension skills, but they be not having them. You like, child, bless your heart.
WTF, do you think the history of the plantation evolved?
White women wearing skirts, big old puffy skirts with the, what do they call those dresses?
Puffy skirts were.
You know, the dresses.
Pinafores?
Yeah, no, pinafores is what goes underneath. What them dresses called?
Poofy skirts?
No. This is the type of person who would show up at a college class going, I wasn't expected to be lectured for an hour. This is not what I signed up for. Yeah, it really would be. Did you mean redlining still going on under the surface? Redlining, gerrymandering,
straight up discrimination. I mean,
yeah, all of those is in effect. I mean, those things have changed.
Boy, make sure you send me that because I can come. I'm like, hey, dummy, we talking about stuff. What you talking about? Nah.
Hoop skirts?
That could be it. I'm looking it up.
I want to think hoop skirts was more European, more English. Wait a minute, nope. That would.
That was in. Remember, it was in Gone with the Wind.
Yeah, that's why
hoop skirt.
All the hoop skirts was in Gone with the Wind. So no, they made skirts.
Yeah.
Sounds right to me.
All those fashions they got across Europe.
They always put a negative connotation on the word lecture. Yeah.
Oh, what's something we call a plantation dress? Gee, I'm sitting there thinking it's costly.
Wow. Okay. Imagination. We have it.
Wow. Cheers.
I liked my name better, Poofy Dress.
I like any name better than Plantation Dress. Playing the music. Yes. Anna, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me at BoreliaEtc.com. Spelling's right here. I'm on Instagram, YouTube. I have the website, and I'm on TikTok. But which is kind of cool because learning about the different formats that TikTok has, I think that's going to be much more of a blogging kind of a place. But also, like, there have been some songs that I would really like to show, and if you do a duet, like, you can actually show because you're part of that video then. There's a young man from Wales that wrote an incredible song called Hi Ren, and he has Lyme disease. He's going through a whole bunch of treatment, and was once really, really sick. with psychosis and dealt with this inner voice. And so he wrote a song about it. And I have seen so many other professionals just be like astounded at this guy's, the way he uses and bounces around the syllables. And I mean, yes, this is a white guy, but he's incredible. Him and a guitar. So I'm gonna be recording that probably tomorrow.
Tracy?
Saturday, you can find Anna and myself at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our episode of High Heels and Blue Jeans, where we're going to talk about topics such as, should I start wearing makeup again? We'll also be talking about Gaza, and for anybody, the Gaza situation. And we'll probably talk about a couple other things, but you'll have to watch. And you can always find all of my videos at TracyMediaLLC.com. I look so forward to hitting the ground running February 1st. I got 2 months of interviews. They're all back to back to back to back. I'm so happy. But it's because it's an election year. But
really wonderful interviews.
Yep, I'm looking
I
forward
look forward to more.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, that is our show for tonight. Oh, all right, let's leave off. Good. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, and of course,
I'm assuming you're Le Québécois.
I appreciate Anna Hart. I appreciate Tracy Carson. And even if he's not here, I appreciate Theas. This is Marlon signing off. And until next time, we will see you when we see you.
I'm so glad DeSantis dropped out. Now, why don't Trump drop out? Matter of fact, all the Republicans should just go away.
Why would he drop out? He's winning.
DeSantis is, I don't care.